Many people think the goal of brushing is to just scrub your teeth clean. I used to think that I have all this gunk on my teeth and I just need to brush and scrub super hard and clean everything. That way I never have to brush again. Obviously I have to brush again when I wake up or when I go to bed. But what if I told you that this is not the goal of brushing your teeth? So let's go over what happens when you do not brush your teeth for 24 hours. And let's talk about from the time that you just get your teeth cleaned at the dentist. So you know that your teeth are super clean and polished and ready to go. So within minutes after getting your teeth cleaned or after brushing your teeth, you start getting this pellicle layer on your teeth. This pellicle layer is basically the start of a biofilm. A biofilm is basically this cluster of bacteria that starts clinging onto your teeth. And the reason that this pellicle of bacteria actually stick to your teeth is because of your saliva. There's this protein in your saliva that helps these bacteria start sticking to your teeth. Now, if you give this some more time, these bacteria will keep multiplying and growing. Now, within 4 to 12 hours, this bacteria can turn into plaque. Now, plaque is something that is actually visible because before this pellicle layer, you probably couldn't see it at all unless you had a microscope. So this plaque is like a sticky, loose biofilm that is just stuck to your teeth. It's basically this pellicle layer, but these bacteria have multiplied to become a lot bigger. Now, if you give this more time, even now within like 24 hours, this plaque can turn into tartar. Tartar is basically when this plaque starts mineralizing with your saliva and starts getting basically harder and more stuck to your teeth. Now, this tartar is basically impossible to remove at home unless you go to the dentist and get this scraped off again at your cleaning. Now, this is part of the reason why we recommend you come to your cleanings every 6 months, and for some reason they have to come every 4 or 3 months because they just have to get this tartar off. Otherwise, this tartar is gonna keep causing problems because you can't get it off at home. It's kind of like when you don't do your dishes right away. Like, you know, like when you cook rice or quinoa, it's like really easy to remove from that pan, but if you were to leave some of that stuck overnight, then it's really hard to scrape off. That's basically the tartar. Now, what is inside this biofilm that's stuck to your teeth? There are over 700 different species of bacteria that live in that biofilm in your mouth. Now, the good news is most of these bacteria are actually good for you, but other ones can be bad, and this is what can cause cavities and gum disease. And the thing is, the more you do not clean your teeth and the more that you do not go to your dentist, the more of these bad bacteria that start building up. And these bad bacteria can start producing more acids and producing more toxins, and these acids are what can actually start damaging your teeth. And this is also what can cause gingivitis to start. And on top of that, these can also contribute to that morning sulfur breath. So this is where brushing and flossing is so important. And I know I mentioned that the goal is not really to clean your teeth. The goal here is to disrupt that biofilm. Because let's say you're brushing like every 12 hours, for example. Now you know that you had this pellicle layer of this bacteria starting to cling to your teeth that's invisible. But then you start getting this plaque that starts getting sticky onto your teeth. But luckily it's still loose and you can still brush and floss it away. Now you can understand that the goal here is not really just to scrub your teeth clean, but actually just disrupt that biofilm of bacteria. So yeah, it's still cleaning your teeth, but you don't have to scrub it or anything like that. Since it's loosely attached to your teeth, all you need is a gentle, soft toothbrush and really gentle strokes. So whether you're using an electric toothbrush, make sure it's really soft and you're just holding it on every single tooth surface, or just use an extra soft or soft regular manual toothbrush. You do not need anything hard or medium bristled, and you do not need to scrub super hard to clean your teeth. Because even with soft brushing, it's still gonna mechanically disrupt that biofilm and basically not allow those plaque to cling onto your teeth. And this is where flossing is so important, because this biofilm also forms in between your teeth and underneath your gums in between your teeth. And the only way to reach that is with flossing in between your teeth. So this is where actually mechanically scrubbing and removing that is so important. Now you can try water flossing too. Water flossing is great to remove the gunk and other food in between your teeth, but if you actually want to disrupt that biofilm, you have to combine that water flosser with regular floss, because that's actually what's rubbing and scrubbing that biofilm off. This is why with most patients, I recommend brushing and flossing every single day. And then if you want to water floss, maybe water floss like every other day or a couple days a week. But I usually do not recommend substituting regular floss with only water flossing. Now the good news here is you can help slow this down or slow this biofilm with your saliva. I know I mentioned how your saliva helps form that pellicle layer where your bacteria cling to your teeth, and then it helps mineralize that plaque and turn it into tartar. But your saliva also helps get rid of this biofilm and also helps neutralize those acids and toxins. So this is where staying hydrated is really important. And you can also try chewing xylitol gum. So literally like after every single meal, you can try chewing gum that has xylitol in it. Now, xylitol is cool because it's the only sugar substitute that actually prevents cavities. Because when the bacteria in your mouth eat xylitol, they actually die. And I'm specifically talking about the bacteria that cause cavities. So typically those bacteria that cause cavities eat sugar, but when they eat xylitol instead, you're actually killing them. So this xylitol is really cool because it's helping prevent the cavities. But simply chewing the gum will help produce more saliva. So if you do it after a meal, your saliva is going to be there to help keep everything clean. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked that video, and I hope this is a reminder, if you haven't gone in a while, to go call your dentist. Anyways, I will see you guys in the next video.